Welcome back, and now to tech.
Eris, powering your digital world.
We are just so close to traveling on self-piloted planes and self-driving cars. Dr. Vili Abraham of the Technology Marketing Department at Superior Academic College is here. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
All right, so, every day there seems to be more and more evidence to the fact that, this could be a reality.
Definitely.
That we personally could experience. So let's start with the Intel Mobileye deal. Like, we've heard about it, but it's really hasn't been official until now?
Until this week, yeah, the biggest deal, the biggest exit in the Israeli history. So they will be combining forces, and one of the reasons that Intel wanted to buy Mobileye is for one major reason. In order to make cars drive by themselves, autonomously, you need two things. You need the eyes, so to speak, the sensors, the cameras that Mobileye has, and you need the intelligence, the brain, and that's what Intel has. So when you have the eyes, so to speak, and the brain, you can have autonomous cars.
You can have everything. So, is that why do you feel like, given that this is something that you follow, like, is Intel really the best complement for this, of all of the different technology companies?
Definitely, it brings Intel to the forefront of the technology. It makes it the leader in the technology, and it definitely poses a serious threat to other competitors who will be competing with Qualcomm, which is another company which is also in the development of autonomous vehicles. And it will also accelerate innovation in the field, and it will also escalate the arms race. A lot of companies will be wanting to
the arms race.
chasing,
so we're calling
so
the
to
arms
speak,
race.
yeah.
And the other thing is, so it says here that they're going to begin rolling out fully autonomous vehicles later this year in the U.S., Europe, and Israel.
Yes, and I suspect, although the article that mentions this doesn't say it, I think it will happen in Ashdod.
Really?
Yes, the port city of Ashdod, because Ashdod city is becoming a smart city, and it did declare that it wants to become the site scene of autonomous testing. So I think Ashdod will be the place to be.
That would be very cool.
And perhaps maybe Tel Aviv.
But if they're going to start doing it, that now and wanting to roll it out, does that mean they're doing like testing right now or you think
they
it's
will
just gonna take some
start
time?
testing pretty soon? They will be testing it in different makes and different models. They'll have a fleet of over 100 vehicles. So it looks something really, really serious that is going to happen.
That's very cool. That would be very cool to see this going on in Ashdod. Okay, now pilotless planes. We've been talking about this, but this is, it's going to definitely be a cost-effective measure for the airlines. How much are they saying it could save for the airlines?
Lots of money. It could save somewhere about $35 billion a year. And they desperately need this. If you look at the income margins or the profit margins of the airline industry, it's pretty low. Now it's 50%.
Wow.
Now it's 50% because of the oil has dropped considerably, but in the past it would be around 8 or 9%. And the other thing is that there are less pilots available, and in order to attract pilots, you need to pay more money. So it means that it will save a lot of money. But the thing is that according to a report that was published by UBS, which is a financial service company, only 17% of travelers would be willing to travel in such a plane. However, according to a different study, 55%. So we do have mixed results.
So what is it's just one of those things that maybe, like, on one hand, we know that we could trust this because this is, going to be well tested before they go up in the air. But
Definitely.
At the same time, there's something weird about being in an airplane knowing.
Yeah, but I
main
do.
pilot. Even though they have self-navigation, when you're on flights, but
Exactly, but I do want to point out that it doesn't mean that there will be no pilot. There will be a pilot to take control of the plane if necessary. Another thing that I would like to make clear is that when we talk about autonomous vehicles, it doesn't mean that you can sleep in your car. It means that you have to be alert, and if somebody cuts you off, like happens so often here in the country.
Yes, or they need a honking response monitor too.
Exactly. You have to take control of the wheel and navigate the car. So the same thing with planes.
With the plane. Well,
Yeah, so
that
you'll
just
have,
makes
instead
logical sense. But even the autonomous car thing I was just talking about with our producer, it's like, as cool as it is, it's like, who wants to let go of that feeling? There's something about driving that gives you a sense of feeling like you have control. Like, I don't ever use the cruise control on long drives.
Well, I do because it's really convenient, especially when you have long drives. But it's true. Some people drive for the experience, but people who just want to get to work and they want to, take a rest while going to work and relax, then it's really a good thing. And the other thing that it will save a lot of accidents because the cars will keep a certain distance from each other.
So they're not going to allow for tailgating, right? Okay.
Exactly.
Let's get to Amazon and their drone delivery concept. Is this close to becoming a reality as well?
Yeah, it's called the Network of Multi-Purpose Mobile Facilities. Look, they're trying to find a way to establish an infrastructure, because you need two things for this. You need the infrastructure and you need the approval of the FAA. And one of the latest ideas is that they'll have a lot of vehicles and cars which actually will be able to drones will be able to land on them and take off on these cars. I don't know how it's going to work, but they've submitted a patent for this. And it's really interesting because the drones will land on these vehicles and they will be able to recharge. A robot will load packages and they'll just fly off.
So the van, so basically it'll go to the vans will be so if you order like Amazon Prime, like overnight, which you can do in the States so easily.
Exactly.
It would be, they would just take massive orders to the trucks of that neighborhood.
Exactly.
That would then, wow.
Exactly, and Amazon really needs this, because today in the field of, you know, if we look at Amazon and eBay and all of the retailers, what they want, their competitive advantage is delivering quickly.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to do it is by using drones, and it could also save a lot of money and air pollution,
Well, and
etc.
they're the right ones to pull this off.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. We have another cool story that you may find interesting, but after a canceled town hall meeting, Google CEO Sundar Pichai, hope I said that right, spoke to young women at a coding event. Here's more.
You belong here and we need you.
Google CEO Sundar Pichai addressed the girls at the Technovation Awards ceremony in Mountain View.
I want you to know that there's a place for you in this industry. There's a place for you at Google. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
His words came hours after he canceled a company-wide meeting on gender issues. The town hall, scheduled in the aftermath of a controversial memo on gender diversity, written by an employee who has since been fired.
We should recognize that some women are different than men in these ways.
James Damore wrote that women are not equally represented in tech for biological reasons.
It's definitely a defining moment for Google and for our culture.
Maggie Johnson is the vice president of Google for Education. She believes in the power of programs like Technovation.
I think what's really inspiring is that they did this on their own, basically.
These girls, who came from all over the world, created apps to solve a global problem.
I do plan to have a career in tech. I found it very fascinating. I knew nothing about it before Technovation, but I've fallen in love with it through the competition.
Pichai told employees there will be forums in the coming days in lieu of the canceled town hall meeting.
All right, NASA's Cassini spacecraft is ready for its grand finale. The spaceship is making a giant step for mankind with its final mission through Saturn's atmosphere. Cassini will make its first of 5 passes around the planet Saturn this Monday, and the mission will get as close as 1,000 miles above the cold ringed planet's cloud cover.
Powering your digital world.
And coming up next, designer brand Gucci going after fast fashion store. Forever 21 consultant Joe Grinbaum joins us live, and our interview with one of the world's most talked about supermodels and why she's on a mission of self-love, plus scientific benefits of friends with benefits relationships. Sex blogger Natalie Lahav will be here live.